Hello everybody, my name's Katrina and I am supposed to be recovering from a sickness, but talking so much today seems to have me rolling back down that hill, so I apologize. By the end of this video, my throat is gonna hurt a lot. But what you're really here for is the wrap up. So I read 2 books in the month of February. I'm gonna be talking about those today, and it was actually a pretty damn good reading month for me in terms of the books I read. They were rated like 4.5 or 5 stars, aka one was 4.5, one was 5 stars. I really enjoyed the books I read, so let's talk about them. First of all, we have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This was the Biennial Bibliothon book club pick for November to January. So we did do a live show talking about this book. If you guys are interested in all of the other girls' thoughts as well, we do dive into some spoilers. So if you have read the book and kind of want to join in on that discussion, you are welcome to go and take a look at that. Link is down below. In this book, we have prodigies who have abilities. Superpowers, if you will. And we have different groups of prodigies. The main one, the biggest one, is the Renegades, who are kind of like the superheroes. They're running the town, doing things for the good of the people. And then we have some other little smaller rebel prodigy groups, one of which are the anarchists. So we have 2 perspectives in this book. On one hand, we have Nova, she's an anarchist, and then we have Adrian, who is a renegade. So we have these 2 people from opposing sides, and their stories, their lives intertwine in a very interesting way. I rated this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. In that live show, I did say 4 stars, but I'd literally finished the book an hour before that live show, so I hadn't had enough time to really process everything, and since then I've bumped it up 1/2 star. I thought it was so much fun. It was just really cool kind of exploring the different superpowers and abilities these prodigies can have. I thought it was really refreshing as well that we get some very unique abilities. A couple of examples are being able to bring drawings to life, or being able to transform into a swarm of butterflies. It's not just those really well-known powers such as invisibility and super strength. There are some really interesting ones in the mix there as well. We had a great cast of characters. I really enjoyed and empathized with a lot of them from either side, if they were a renegade or if they were an anarchist. It was really cool getting to know the beliefs and ideals of these 2 opposing sides, and I thought that in this book it really did start to blur the line between good and evil. And I did listen to this on audiobook as well. I would definitely recommend it if you are able to get the audiobook. I thought it was really well done, and it does have 2 different narrators for our 2 different main characters. The other book that I read this month was OBSIDIO by Amie, Kaufman and Kristoff, the 3rd and final book in the Illuminate files. Because this is the final book in a series, I'm not going to go into much detail because, you know, spoilers. But if you haven't read Illuminate, I will quickly summarize that book so you can get an idea of what the series is about. In Illuminate, there is this corporation that sets up an illegal mining settlement on a planet. It's very hush-hush. They shouldn't be doing what they're doing. But another rival corporation catches wind of what happens, and they decide to take all of it for themselves. So they invade the planet and basically try and kill off everybody that is there and take it for themselves. Earlier that day, the 2 main characters, Katie Grant and Ezra Mason, had broken up. What a way to end that day. But they managed to get on a ship that is leaving the planet. They're trying to get away, and they are being pursued by this corporation. So it's kind of about that, survival elements. There is a manic artificial intelligence. I really thoroughly enjoyed this final book. Both Illuminate and the sequel Gemina really put my heart through some things. Oh, it sure did. This one was no exception. I found that in Illuminate and Gemina, there were some really major things thrown at us unexpectedly. This one, not quite so much, but that didn't make it any less intense. I thought this was a really great conclusion. I was so anxious after finishing Gemini about how they were going to pull off concluding this series, and I was really impressed. I think they did a fantastic job. You're still gonna go on a bit of an emotional roller coaster reading OBSIDIO. If you saw my Goodreads updates and my angry tweet to Jay and Amie, then you'll know. You feel a lot of feels when you read these books. I really loved our time spent with the characters in here. We do meet some new characters, and I really liked getting to know them, but it was also nice to be reacquainted with a lot of the other characters that I just love so dearly. One of the coolest things, in my opinion, about this series is that it's like a dossier. It's got emails and instant messaging and transcripts and things like that. There's also some illustrations and other different formats included in here, and because this series is set up so differently, I can understand that that could be a bit of a turn off for some readers, or that they might struggle to kind of connect with the characters. I didn't have a problem with that whatsoever, and I really loved reading this really unique book in such a different format than your typical novel. I would absolutely recommend at least giving the series a try, seeing if it's right for you, and if it is, you won't regret it. Maybe your heart might explode a couple of times, but it is worth it. So those are all of the books that I finished in the month of February. I have started several other books. One of them I will be talking about again in my March TBR video, that is Children of Blood and Bone. I've also almost finished reading Whisper by Lynette Noni. I also started listening to Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine on audiobook, and I'm not loving it. Some people are saying it kind of gets better or it gets more engaging if you keep pushing through. Some other people are saying it's not worth continuing, so I'm really feeling kind of conflicted at the moment about whether or not I will finish the book. That is all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. My March TBR video will be going up later today if it's not already up, so I will see you guys in that video. But until then, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!